And fall is my favorite season. This is the time of year where warm colors take a front seat, pumpkins are bountiful, and it's a wonderful excuse to have fun decorating your table. Now I'm going to show you 3 different colorways to set your table, starting from the linens to the final product. So this is my first colorway. I really wanted to emphasize the brown that is in my serving pieces. So what I started with was actually a very thin blanket that I think looks really beautiful, kind of cut diagonally onto a table. And then one of my favorite things to do, especially during the holiday season, is using paper products. It kind of helps with the cleanup, makes it super easy, but it also has a lot of beautiful color and design that adds a lot to your table. So next, I love using chargers. I think it just adds a little bit of depth to your table. Since I'm using paper placemats, I want to keep with the paper for easy cleanup and use napkins. Now, as I said before with the paper placemats, there's a lot of color and pattern with napkins, and I really like using the bright, vibrant color of this leaf napkin. It actually does add the same patterning as my placemat. So it just kind of helps break up the charger and the plateware and just adds a really beautiful fall touch. So once you have all your place settings down, I'm only showing you one, then you can bring in plants and flowers and any kind of holiday decor. Now I like using glass pumpkins. I think they're really beautiful with texture and color, but they also bring a holiday nod. And you can just have a couple different colorations. And then what I really love at any time of year really, but especially at fall, is the leucadendron plant. They come in a lot of different variety and color. This is kind of a darker version. But they have a lot of red and yellow and green and orange that is just super beautiful and perfect for fall. And I just have them in a very simple container. So you can just keep them low. That way you can have conversation with your guests. Just kind of dabble it down the center of the table. Then you can start adding in your servingware pieces, and your table is set. So my next coloration is a softer tone, but that still incorporates a lot of the warm fall colors. So I started with a beautiful print with grays and kind of this warm amber. Next, I want to start with a placemat. This is a really soft, beautiful woven tan placemat. Then again with my dark charger that kind of helps break up the lightness of the placemat and the lightness of this dinnerware. And to just continue to add warm color pops, I have these metal napkin holders and a really cute turkey napkin. So just to pop my little napkin into my napkin ring. Put it right there on the top of my plate. And your place setting is done. And again, once your place settings are set, then you can start adding in your decor and flowers and your servingware. And again, I'm just showing you one table setting, but you can actually do the same thing throughout the entire table. So I started with this beautiful tablecloth that has that kind of charcoal gray to it with a modern pattern. And then this is probably my favorite fall linen that we have right now. It has that pop of color, that orange and yellow, and then this beautiful blue. But it has the white background, which actually lends to the tablecloth, so it kind of helps tie it in. So I start with my placemat. So even though they both have the white background with these pops of color on top of the charcoal and the white, it actually helps break it up so it doesn't seem like it just blends right in. But a different coloration charger than I've used before. And then start setting my place setting. So with the napkin, I'm using one of my metal napkin rings. I just tend to roll the napkin right up, slip it on, and then just kind of fan out the ends a little bit. And your place setting is done. One thing that we specialize in here at Rogers Gardens are succulent pumpkins. Now, succulent pumpkins are really great to have on your porch. You can also put them on your table setting or on a console in your kitchen. They just like bright light, non-direct sunlight. So what you can do is start off with any size pumpkin. You just want to make sure that there is no rot on it and you are not actually going to cut into any pumpkin. I like this one just because it kind of has like a little bit of a beveled bottom and it kind of tilts it forward so then you can actually really look at the succulents on top. So your first step after checking the pumpkin is to get sheet moss. It just comes in little sheets and you're going to cut it to the size of your pumpkin. You can just do just like a little, it's like a little lily pad of moss. I'm just going to trim it a little bit more. And then what you do is you take a tacky spray glue. You can also wear gloves if you don't want to get your hands sticky. Just do like a healthy little spray. And then you just press it down on your pumpkin. Now it should adhere pretty quickly, but you can always just step away for just a few minutes and just let it adhere to the pumpkin itself. Okay, so depending on the size of your pumpkin, you want to start with at least like a bigger succulent, or you can do a couple big succulents depending on the size, of course. So you want to take it out of its container and get all of that soil off. You really want to get everything off and clean out that succulent, any kind of leaves that are damaged. You want to get rid of any of the little petals. Get all that dirt off. All the way down. You just want to make sure you cut really close to the plant itself. And then you take a tacky glue. So what you want to do is try to get the thicker, fleshier succulents and just make sure you have no soil, no roots at the bottom, and you cut it as close to the bottom of the succulent as possible. And then you just take your tacky glue and just adhere it. You start something big in the center, start with all your big ones, and then just start going down to your little ones. So you just want to keep adding succulents until you cover the moss. And then every 2 weeks, just mist the succulents itself, not the pumpkin. This can last you for months as long as the pumpkin stays dry and you don't cut into it. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget that fall is a great time for planting. I hope you have a wonderful fall season.